What if the worst moments in your life, those gut-punching setbacks, were actually the keys to unlocking your greatest strength? We've all been there, a job loss, a heartbreak, a dream that crumbled. It feels like the world's against you, like you're drowning in a sea of why me? But here's the truth, those moments don't define you, they refine you. In this video, I'm sharing 10 Stoic-inspired strategies, backed by timeless wisdom and modern grit, to transform your pain into power. From reframing your story to celebrating your growth, these tools will show you how to not just survive life's storms, but thrive in them. Stick with me, take one small step today, and let's build a mindset that turns obstacles into opportunities. Hit that subscribe button, join this journey, and let's forge a stronger you together. 1. Reframe the narrative. Your mind is a battlefield, and the stories you tell yourself are the weapons you wield. When life hurls a spear, be it a job loss, a breakup, or a missed opportunity, your instinct is to let the wound fester. You spiral into narratives of despair, this is the end, or I'm not enough. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, would call this a surrender to passion over reason. He once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Reframing isn't just swapping a sad story for a happy one. It's choosing to see the event as raw material for growth, not a verdict on your worth. Contrast this with Nietzsche's existential fire, that which does not kill us makes us stronger. Where Stoicism urges calm detachment, Nietzsche demands you embrace the chaos, to forge meaning from suffering. Or take the Buddhist lens, suffering is universal, but attachment to the narrative amplifies it. Detach, observe, and let the story dissolve like mist. Each philosophy offers a tool. Stoicism builds a fortress of reason, Nietzsche fuels a rebellion against despair, Buddhism whispers freedom from the self. Which will you wield when the next storm hits? Why does this matter? Because your narrative shapes your reality. General Patton, a man who stared down war's chaos, said, "Success is how high you bounce when you hit bottom." Imagine your setback as a forge, not a grave. A layoff isn't, "I'm worthless," it's, "The universe just handed me a blank canvas." A failed project isn't, "I'm a fraud," it's, "I've got new data to sharpen my edge." Reframing is alchemy, turning leaden pain into golden opportunity. How do you do it? Grab a pen. Write the toxic story you're telling yourself, "I'm stuck in this dead-end job." Now burn it down and rebuild. This job is teaching me resilience while I plot my escape. Don't just think it, write it, feel it, own it. Seneca, the Stoic sage, advised, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Your imagination is a wild horse, rein it in with deliberate practice. Try this for a week. Every negative thought gets a rewrite. Watch how your perspective shifts. What's the alternative? Cling to the victim's tale, and you're trapped in a cage of your own making. Compare this to Sun Tzu's Art of War. In the midst of chaos, there is also opportunity. The Stoic doesn't deny the chaos, they master it. Unlike the hedonist who chases fleeting pleasures to drown pain, or the cynic who shrugs and says nothing matters, the Stoic sees every moment as a chance to practice virtue. Ask yourself, are you letting life's punches define you, or are you sculpting your soul with every blow? Look at Elon Musk, who after SpaceX's early rocket failures didn't sulk but said, "Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough." He reframed disaster as proof of progress. What's your failure teaching you? Is it a dead end or a detour to greatness? Next time life stings, pause and ask, what's the hidden gift in this mess? Don't just seek the silver lining, forge it. Like a sculptor chiseling marble, chip away the excess until you reveal the masterpiece beneath. Reframing isn't about lying to yourself, it's about seeing the truth through a sharper lens. Will you let the story break you, or will you rewrite it to build you? 2. Practice gratitude for the lesson. Gratitude isn't just warm fuzzies, it's a sword to cut through life's chaos. When the world slaps you down, a betrayal, a failure, a loss, your gut screams, "Why me?" But the Stoics, like Epictetus, flipped the script. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Gratitude for setbacks isn't about faking joy, it's about mining the wreckage for wisdom. Every bruise is a teacher, every scar a lesson. Compare this to the Taoist flow of Lao Tzu. When you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, everybody will respect you. Taoism embraces the setback as part of life's rhythm, like a river bending around a rock. Or consider Viktor Frankl's existential grit. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Stoicism demands you thank the obstacle for forging your character. Taoism urges you to flow with it. Frankl insists you find meaning in it. Which lens sharpens your vision when life darkens? Why does this hit hard? Because gratitude rewires your soul. Imagine your life as a forge. Setbacks are the hammer and you're the steel. General Eisenhower, who navigated the storms of World War II, said, "The supreme quality for leadership is unquestionably integrity." Gratitude builds that integrity by aligning you with reality, not fantasy. Losing a job isn't a curse, it's a spotlight on what you truly value. A broken relationship isn't defeat, it's a map to your boundaries. As modern Stoic Ryan Holiday puts it, the obstacle is the way. What's your obstacle teaching you right now? How do you practice it? Start a gratitude journal, but make it raw. Each night, write one negative event and one lesson it carved into you. Spill the pain, "My pitch got rejected." Then dig for the gold, "It taught me to refine my ideas." Do this for 30 days and you'll see challenges morph from enemies to allies. Seneca warned, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." Gratitude grounds you in truth, not fear. Don't just write, feel the shift. Let it burn away self-pity. What's the flip side? Without gratitude, you're a ship adrift, cursing every wave. Contrast this with the nihilist shrug, "Nothing matters, so why bother?" Or the optimist denial, papering over pain with forced smiles. The Stoic stands firm, thanking the storm for teaching them to sail. Think of Alexander the Great, who, facing impossible odds, saw every battle as a chance to prove his greatness. Or Beyoncé, who, after Destiny's Child setbacks, said, "The reality is, sometimes you lose. And you're never too good to lose." What loss are you turning into fuel? Next time life kicks you, pause and ask, what's the lesson hiding in this pain? Don't dodge the hurt, embrace it like a warrior embracing the fight. Picture your setback as a sculptor's chisel, shaping you into something unbreakable. Gratitude isn't passive, it's defiance against despair. Will you curse the darkness or light a fire with what you've learned? 3. Focus on what you can control. Life is a raging river and you're not the current, you're the rower. When the waters churn with loss, rejection, or failure, your instinct is to curse the storm. But Epictetus, the Stoic titan, cuts through the noise. You have power over your mind, not outside events. This is the heart of a more fatty, loving your fate by mastering what's yours. Your thoughts, your choices, your next step. Stop wrestling shadows, focus on the levers you can pull. Contrast this with Sartre's existentialism. Man is condemned to be free. Where Stoicism anchors you in controlling your inner world, Sartre demands you create meaning through action in a meaningless universe. Or take Confucius' harmony, the strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. His focus is collective duty, not just personal control. Stoicism sharpens your individual will, Sartre ignites your freedom, Confucius binds you to a larger order. Which path steadies you when life shakes? Why does this electrify? Because control is your superpower. Imagine life as a chessboard. The opponent's moves, layoffs, betrayals, accidents, are out of your hands. But your strategy? That's all you. General MacArthur, facing defeat in war, declared, "We are not retreating, we are advancing in another direction." He couldn't control the enemy, but he controlled his response. A missed promotion isn't your boss's verdict. It's your chance to sharpen skills or pivot paths. A health scare isn't fate's cruelty, it's a call to prioritize your body. As Dwayne Wade, reflecting on career setbacks, said, "You don't control the game, but you control your effort." What effort are you owning today? How do you lock in? Grab a sheet of paper and draw a line down the middle. Left column, what you can't control, the weather, others' opinions, global markets. Right column, what you can, your attitude, your work ethic, your kindness. Now pour your energy into the right side. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Shift your estimate. If you're reeling from a friend's betrayal, you can't control their heart, but you can choose to forgive, to learn, to walk away stronger. Try this daily for a week. List, focus, act. Watch your power grow. What's the cost of ignoring this? Obsess over the uncontrollable and you're a puppet to chaos. Picture a dog chasing its tail, furious, futile. Hedonists drown this truth in pleasure. Fatalists shrug and surrender. The Stoic stands tall, wielding control like a blade. Think of Joan of Arc, who, facing death, focused on her faith and defiance, not her chains. Or Jordan Peterson, who says, "Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world." What's in your house that you can set right now? When life next blindsides you, ask, what's in my grip? Don't just drift through the storm, steer. See your choices as a painter's brush, coloring the canvas of your fate. Focusing on what you control isn't limitation, it's liberation. Will you waste energy on the wind, or harness it to sail? 4. Embrace discomfort as growth. Discomfort is the crucible where your soul is forged. Life's sharp edges, fear, failure, uncertainty, aren't punishments, they're the weights that sculpt your resilience. The Stoics knew this. Seneca wrote, "Difficulty strengthens the mind as labor does the body." To embrace discomfort is to dance with the fire, not flee it. Every shudder of doubt, every pang of rejection, is a chisel carving you into something greater. Run from it and you stay soft. Lean in and you become steel. Compare this to Aristotle's virtue ethics. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit. Where Stoicism sees discomfort as a test of character, Aristotle views it as the path to habitual greatness. Or consider Zen Buddhism's embrace of the present. The obstacle is the path. Zen urges you to dissolve resistance to discomfort by fully inhabiting it. Stoicism builds your endurance, Aristotle shapes your habits, Zen frees you from struggle. Which will you summon when the heat is on? Why does this ignite? Because growth demands friction. Picture your life as a mountain climb. The steep, rocky paths, the moments that make your heart race and your palms sweat, are where you gain strength. Speaking in public terrified me once, each word a tightrope walk. But every shaky sentence was a rep, building confidence like muscle. General Patton roared, "Pressure makes diamonds." A missed deadline isn't a disaster, it's a drill in discipline. A public flop isn't shame, it's a masterclass in courage. As Serena Williams, who faced countless defeats, said, "Every time I lose, I get closer to winning." What discomfort is pushing you closer to your peak? How do you master it? Next time unease creeps in, say a tough conversation or a risky move, pause and ask, how is this sharpening me? Then take one bold step. Send the email, make the call, face the fear. Marcus Aurelius urged, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Make discomfort your ally. Try this for 14 days. Each day do one thing that scares you, even if it's small. Track how it feels, how it changes you. You'll find fear is a paper tiger. What's the alternative? Dodge discomfort and you're sleepwalking through life. Hedonists chase comfort, mistaking ease for happiness. Skeptics dismiss struggle as pointless. The Stoic, though, sees every sting as a spark of transformation. Think of Nelson Mandela, who, through decades of imprisonment, turned suffering into strength, saying, "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." Or Tim Ferriss, who preaches, "What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do." What fear are you avoiding that holds your growth hostage? When discomfort knocks, don't flinch, invite it in. Ask, what strength is this pain forging in me? See your struggles as a blacksmith's hammer, shaping you into something unbreakable. Embracing discomfort isn't masochism, it's claiming your power to grow. Will you shrink from the fire or step into it and emerge reborn? 5. Find the hidden opportunity. Setbacks are not dead ends, they're secret passages to uncharted realms. The Stoics saw every twist of fate as a chance to uncover treasure beneath the rubble. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The universe is change, our life is what our thoughts make it." To find the hidden opportunity is to hunt for the spark in the ashes, to see every stumble as a stepping stone to wisdom or strength. Your failures aren't curses, they're keys to doors you didn't know existed. Contrast this with Kierkegaard's existential leap. Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards. Where Stoicism seeks opportunity in the present moment, Kierkegaard urges you to trust that meaning will reveal itself in time. Or take the Hindu concept of karma. Every action, even a painful one, plants seeds for future growth. Stoicism sharpens your gaze for immediate opportunity, Kierkegaard fuels faith in future clarity, karma ties your setbacks to a cosmic cycle. Which lens will you use to spot the gold in your struggles? Why does this resonate? Because life's hardest hits hide its greatest gifts. Imagine your setbacks as a locked chest. Crack it open and you'll find tools for a better you. Failing a college project crushed me once, but the wreckage taught me time management, a skill that's now my backbone. A rejection letter isn't a wall, it's a redirect to a path you hadn't seen. As Winston Churchill, who faced political exile, declared, "Success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts." Or take Oprah Winfrey, who, after being fired early in her career, said, "There is no such thing as failure. Failure is just life trying to move us in another direction." What direction is your latest failure nudging you toward? How do you uncover it? When life stings, grab a notebook and ask, what door did this open? Write one opportunity the setback revealed. A missed job offer? Maybe it's time to freelance or learn a new skill. A health setback. Perhaps it's a wake-up call to prioritize wellness. Seneca advised, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. For 1 week, apply this to every frustration. Identify the opportunity, then act on it. Take a course, have a conversation, make a plan. You'll train your mind to see possibility where others see ruin. What's the risk of missing this? Ignore the hidden opportunity and you're blind to life's gifts. Cynics see only loss. Optimists hope vaguely for better days. The Stoic actively hunts the advantage, like a general turning a battlefield's chaos into strategy. Think of Ulysses S. Grant, who transformed Civil War setbacks into lessons that won the war. Or modern philosopher Nassim Taleb, who argues, anti-fragility is beyond resilience, it's thriving because of disorder. What disorder in your life is begging you to thrive? When the next blow lands, ask, what treasure is buried here? Don't just endure, explore. Picture your setback as a map, with an X marking the spot of your next breakthrough. Finding the hidden opportunity isn't wishful thinking, it's claiming the power to shape your fate. Will you let the moment bury you, or will you dig for the gold it's hiding? 6. Practice self-reflection. Your mind is a mirror, and self-reflection is the act of polishing it to see truth clearly. The Stoics wielded reflection like a blade, cutting through the fog of emotion to uncover meaning. Marcus Aurelius, emperor and philosopher, wrote, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good." Every night, he journaled to wrestle with his fears, failures, and aspirations, not to wallow but to forge clarity from chaos. Reflection isn't just navel-gazing. It's a deliberate excavation of your soul to transform setbacks into stepping stones. Contrast this with Socratic questioning. "I know that I know nothing," Socrates declared, urging relentless inquiry into the self. Where Stoicism seeks disciplined insight, the Socratic method demands you challenge every assumption. Or consider the Confucian emphasis on self-cultivation. To put the world in order, we must first put the nation in order. To put the nation in order, we must first put the family in order. To put the family in order, we must first cultivate our personal life. Stoicism sharpens your inner compass. Socrates dismantles your illusions. Confucianism ties your growth to a broader harmony. Which will you lean into to decode life's trials? Why does this strike deep? Because reflection turns pain into power. Life's blows, a demotion, a falling out, a missed chance, can leave you reeling, but reflection is like a lantern in the dark, revealing the path forward. After a brutal layoff, I journaled nightly asking, what do I want from this life? The answers didn't erase the sting, but they lit up a new direction. General Eisenhower, steering through war's fog, said, "In preparing for battle, I have always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable." Reflection is that planning. It prepares you to pivot. As modern thinker Naval Ravikant puts it, the most important trick to be happy is to realize that happiness is a choice. What choice is your latest challenge asking you to make? How do you do it? Carve out 5 minutes each night. Grab a pen and ask 2 questions. What challenged me today? And what did I learn? Write raw, unfiltered thoughts. A fight with a friend? Maybe it taught you to listen better. A work mistake? Perhaps it exposed a skill to hone. Seneca urged, what need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. Reflection doesn't deny the tears, it channels them into growth. Do this for 21 days and you'll see patterns emerge, lessons crystallize. Your journal becomes a map of your evolution. What's the cost of skipping this? Without reflection, you're a ship without a rudder, tossed by every wave. Hedonists flee pain with distractions. Nihilists see no point in looking back. The Stoic, though, mines every moment for meaning, like a prospector sifting for gold. Think of Cleopatra, who, in defeat, reflected on her legacy to cement her legend. Or Angela Duckworth, who says, grit is living life like it's a marathon, not a sprint. What marathon are your setbacks training you for? When life shakes you, ask, what is this moment teaching me about myself? Don't just react, reflect. Picture your mind as a forge, each journal entry a hammer strike shaping your character. Self-reflection isn't passive, it's a rebellion against a mindless life. Will you drift through your challenges, or will you mine them for the wisdom that makes you unstoppable? 7. Build resilience through repetition. Resilience is not a gift from the gods. It's a muscle forged in the furnace of adversity. Each setback, every rejection, misstep, or criticism, is a rep in the gym of your soul. The Stoics understood this. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters. Resilience grows through deliberate repetition, transforming life's punches into opportunities to strengthen your core. You don't just survive the storm, you learn to dance in it. Contrast this with Heidegger's existential call, only by being toward death does one authentically exist. Stoicism builds resilience through disciplined practice. Heidegger pushes you to confront your mortality to find purpose. Or consider the Jain principle of ahimsa, nonviolence, which extends resilience to enduring harm without retaliation. Stoicism hardens your inner resolve. Heidegger deepens your existential awareness. Jainism expands your patience toward others. Which will you draw on when life tests your endurance? Why does this hit hard? Because resilience is your shield against chaos. Life is a relentless sparring partner, throwing jabs like a failed venture or a harsh critique. Each hit stings, but each dodge and counter builds your grit. My early videos tanked, crickets in the views, venom in the comments. But every flop was a rep, teaching me to refine my craft. General Patton growled, courage is fear holding on a minute longer. A stalled career isn't defeat, it's a set of heavy weights for your patience. A personal loss isn't the end, it's a barbell for your emotional strength. As Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson says, success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. What consistency is your latest setback demanding? How do you build it? Treat every hardship as a workout. When things go south, a deal falls through, a goal slips, pause and say, this is making me stronger. Then act. Fix one thing, learn one lesson, take one step. Seneca wrote, fire tests gold, suffering tests brave men. Make this a daily mantra for a month. Face each challenge no matter how small and log how it toughens you. A rude email? It's a rep for composure. A missed deadline? A rep for discipline. Over time you'll feel your resilience muscle bulge. What happens if you skip the reps? Neglect resilience and you're brittle, crumbling at the first crack. Epicureans seek ease, dodging pain at all costs. Absurdists laugh at life's chaos but build nothing. The Stoic, though, trains relentlessly, turning every trial into triumph. Think of Harriet Tubman, who, through unimaginable hardship, built resilience to lead others to freedom. Or Kobe Bryant, who said, everything negative, pressure, challenges, is all an opportunity for me to rise. What pressure is calling you to rise? Next time life throws a curveball, ask, how is this rep sculpting me? Don't just endure, embrace the burn. Picture your setbacks as a sculptor's hammer, chiseling you into a warrior. Resilience through repetition isn't passive survival, it's active transformation. Will you let the weights crush you, or will you lift them to become unbreakable? Connect with a bigger purpose. Setbacks are not just personal trials, they're threads in the tapestry of a greater purpose. The Stoics believed life's challenges are calls to align with virtue and serve the cosmic whole. Seneca wrote, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. A heartbreak, a failure, a loss, these aren't mere wounds, they're invitations to discover why you're here, to weave your pain into a mission that transcends the self. Your struggles are the raw material for a legacy that lights up the world. Contrast this with Kant's categorical imperative, act only according to that maxim whereby you can at the same time will that it should become a universal law. Stoicism ties purpose to personal virtue. Kant demands your actions serve universal good. Or consider the Sufi mystic Rumi, the wound is the place where the light enters you. Sufism sees suffering as a gateway to divine connection. Stoicism grounds your purpose in reason. Kant elevates it to moral duty, Sufism lifts it to spiritual transcendence. Which will you embrace to find meaning in your pain? Why does this electrify? Because purpose transforms suffering into fuel. Life's blows, a shattered dream, a public humiliation, can feel like dead ends, but they're often detours to a higher calling. My breakup left me raw, but it sparked a fire to help others navigate their storms, birthing this very work. General Patton, in The Crucible of War, said, wars may be fought with weapons, but they are won by men. Your personal wars are won by finding a why that outshines the what. As Michelle Obama reflects, your story is what you have, what you will always have. It is something to own. What story is your struggle urging you to own and share? How do you tap into it? When pain strikes, pause and ask, how can this help me serve others? Grab a notebook and write one way your setback connects to a larger mission. A career flop might teach you resilience to mentor others. A health scare could inspire you to advocate for wellness. Marcus Aurelius mused, "What we do now echoes in eternity." For 1 month, revisit this question weekly, acting on your answers. Volunteer, create, connect. Your purpose will emerge like a star breaking through clouds. What's the cost of ignoring this? Miss the bigger purpose and you're adrift, drowning in self-pity. Materialists chase wealth over meaning. Skeptics doubt any purpose exists. The Stoic, though, sees every trial as a chance to serve, like a soldier answering a call. Think of Frederick Douglass, who turned the horrors of slavery into a crusade for freedom. Or Brené Brown, who says, "Vulnerability is the birthplace of innovation, creativity, and change." What change is your vulnerability birthing? When life scars you, ask, how is this pain shaping me to lift others? Don't just heal, harness. Picture your struggles as a river, carving a path to a greater sea of impact. Connecting to purpose isn't escapism, it's claiming your role in the universe's story. Will you let your wounds define you, or will you forge them into a beacon for others? 9. Let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism is a gilded cage, trapping you in fear of flaws while life passes by. The Stoics saw it as a thief of virtue, chaining you to impossible ideals instead of the pursuit of a life well lived. Epictetus declared, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Letting go of perfectionism isn't settling for less, it's embracing the messy human art of progress, where every imperfection is a brushstroke on the canvas of your growth. Contrast this with Plato's idealism. We are twice armed if we fight with faith. Plato sought the perfect form of the good, while Stoicism accepts the imperfect world as the arena for virtue. Or consider the Taoist Wu Wei, the softest things in the world overcome the hardest. Taoism urges effortless flow, not rigid standards. Stoicism frees you through disciplined acceptance. Plato elevates you toward an ideal. Taoism dissolves the need for control. Which will you wield to break perfection's grip? Why does this cut deep? Because perfectionism poisons progress. It turns a shaky first attempt, a blog post, a speech, a workout, into a verdict of failure. When I obsessed over flawless videos, every glitch felt like a catastrophe. Releasing that burden unlocked joy and growth. General MacArthur, rebuilding after defeat, said, "We are not retreating, we are advancing in another direction." A failed project isn't a loss, it's a pivot to wisdom. As Ariana Grande reflects, imperfections make you unique. They're what make you you. What imperfection are you ready to embrace as your strength? How do you break free? Pinpoint one area where perfectionism strangles you. Maybe it's your work, your appearance, your relationships. Write it down, then give yourself permission to mess up. Focus on progress. One step, however wobbly, is enough. Seneca advised, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." For 2 weeks, track one imperfect action daily, send a rough draft, share an unpolished idea, and note how it feels. You'll find freedom in the flaws. What's the price of clinging to perfection? Stay shackled and you're paralyzed, watching opportunities slip away. Romantics glorify the flawless. Pragmatists shrug off standards entirely. The Stoic, though, walks the middle path, valuing effort over outcome. Think of Leonardo da Vinci, whose unfinished works still dazzle, or Reid Hoffman, who says, "If you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product, you've launched too late." What's the first version you're holding back out of fear? When perfectionism creeps in, ask, is this fear stopping me from growing? Don't chase a flawless statue, sculpt a living, breathing masterpiece, scars and all. Picture your efforts as a river, carving beauty through its twists, not a straight line. Letting go of perfectionism isn't weakness, it's the courage to create. Will you stay frozen in pursuit of the impossible, or will you dare to thrive in the beautifully imperfect? 10. Celebrate your growth. Your life is a mosaic, each setback a jagged piece that, when placed with care, forms a masterpiece of growth. The Stoics didn't chase fleeting triumphs but celebrated the quiet victories of character forged through adversity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing." Every grapple with hardship, every loss, rejection, or stumble, is a testament to your strength, a badge of your evolution. To celebrate growth is to honor the warrior within, scarred but standing taller. Contrast this with Aristotle's eudaimonia. Happiness is the meaning and the purpose of life, the whole aim and end of human existence. Stoicism finds joy in disciplined progress. Aristotle ties it to a flourishing life of virtue. Or consider the Buddhist concept of mudita, sympathetic joy. Celebrating your growth extends to delighting in others' victories. Stoicism fuels personal pride and resilience. Aristotle frames it as a holistic good. Buddhism expands it to shared joy. Which will you embrace to mark your journey's milestones? Why does this spark fire? Because celebrating growth reframes your story from victim to victor. Life's battles, a career setback, a shattered relationship, aren't just survived. They're the forge where you sharpened your soul. Looking back at my layoff, I see not failure but the moment I pivoted to purpose. General Eisenhower, navigating war's chaos, said, "The hand that holds the sword must be steady." Your steady hand, honed by trials, is worth celebrating. As Alicia Keys reflects, everything you want to be, you already are. You're simply on the path to discovering it. What strengths have your struggles already revealed? How do you do it? Create a wins list. Grab a notebook and list every setback you've faced, big or small. Next to each, write how it shaped you. A missed opportunity taught patience. A public flop built courage. Read it weekly, especially when doubt creeps in. Seneca urged, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity. For he is not permitted to prove himself." For 1 month, add to your list daily, even tiny wins. A tough talk handled well, a fear faced head-on. Watch your pride and your growth swell. What's the cost of ignoring this? Skip celebration and you rob yourself of fuel for the journey. Materialists chase external rewards. Fatalists see no point in looking back. The Stoic, though, pauses to honor the inner victories, like a general surveying a hard-won field. Think of Sojourner Truth, who rose from slavery to inspire, her every step a triumph of spirit. Or Ryan Holiday, who says, "The only way out is through." What growth are you overlooking that deserves your applause? When life feels heavy, ask, what battles have I won to stand here now? Don't just move on, marvel at your resilience. Picture your setbacks as stars in a constellation, each one lighting up the shape of your strength. Celebrating growth isn't arrogance, it's gratitude for the fight you've fought. Will you dismiss your victories, or will you raise a toast to the warrior you've become? Your setbacks don't break you, they build you. These 10 Stoic strategies are your blueprint to turn life's chaos into strength, purpose, and growth. Don't just sit there, pick one, start today and rewrite your story. You're not a victim, you're a warrior in the making. Drop a comment with the strategy you're trying first, smash that like button if this hit home, and subscribe to join our tribe of resilient souls. Hit the bell so you never miss a step on this journey. Let's keep forging the unbreakable you, together.